Here we are at chapter 5, finally, treating the immune system. So, I've spent a lot of time explaining the different things that cause immune system dysfunction and how that leads to autoimmune conditions wherein the immune system is attacking our own tissues. I find it important to explain the background of this immune system dysfunction because the treatment actually requires addressing all of these different areas. And the tendency is for us to want to take a pill, to oversimplify the issues, and to think that, well, I should be able to take one thing or one supplement and I'll be better. The current medical approach to treating autoimmune conditions varies depending on the specific condition. In Hashimoto's or autoimmune thyroiditis, the standard of care is to assess thyroid function and to replace thyroid hormones as the thyroid gland deteriorates. In conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, the general approach is to give prescriptive medications that suppress the immune function and thereby lessen the attack of the immune system on the tissues. This provides much needed relief when the immune system is in an all-out attack on tissues. But the relief is temporary, and it doesn't really address the underlying causes of the immune system turning against the body's tissues. I have identified 3 primary root causes of immune system dysfunction, and those are stealth infections, food reactions, and toxic burden. And all of these are accelerated, like having gas poured on a fire, by leaky gut. There are some additional factors, including proper nutrition for the immune system, which helps the immune system to maintain steady function, and we will address that in another chapter. I've used this graphic quite a bit to explain the relationships between the environmental triggers, genetics, how leaky gut is involved, creating immune system dysfunction and resulting in the different autoimmune conditions. In terms of treatment, we then have 4 areas of focus. With food sensitivities, our goal is to identify what the immune system is reacting to and then to eliminate it from the diet so that the immune system can quiet itself down. In terms of identification, there are different immune tests that we use. There are many, many different immune tests available that make different claims. It's almost like the Wild West when it comes to testing food sensitivities, and it takes sort of experience knowing which testing seems to work better than others, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. When it comes to toxins as an irritant to the immune system or provoking reactions in the immune system, in order to quiet this down, we want to detoxify the body and remove the toxins that have built up in the tissues. There are many different approaches to detoxification. 25, 30 years ago, we would simply have someone eat a very limited diet, mostly vegetables, for a couple weeks and take a few supplements to support the liver and drink a lot of water. And this would allow the body to pull toxins out of the tissues and dispose of them through the liver into the gut or through the kidneys. What we find these days is that people are so toxic that it can actually be harmful to do that sort of detoxification process because you don't want all of the toxins to spill out of the tissues and possibly affect the brain or other organs. The body tends to sequester or lock these toxins into safe places. Much of it is stored in fat tissue. And if we pull the toxins out of the tissues too quickly, then they can have detrimental effects on other systems in the body. So detoxification is a measured process that takes time when it's done correctly. And depending on which toxins are suspected, then different approaches can be used. We've spoken a lot of microbials, meaning bacteria, viruses, and parasites that can provoke an immune system response when there are stealth infections, meaning infections that are percolating in the tissues that the immune system has not successfully taken care of. Then we look to natural antibiotics that basically kill these microorganisms, but do it in a manner that it doesn't upset the body's microbiome, the bacteria that are living in the gut. Sometimes this also requires giving the immune system nutritional support. If there are nutritional deficiencies, that will affect, diminish immune system ability to defeat these microbials. Healing leaky gut includes removing food sensitivities, number one here. It also includes detoxification of the GI tract, and it also includes rebalancing the microbiome. So if there are unfavorable bacteria living in the gut, then we use the natural antibiotics to get rid of those. In addition, there are specific nutrients that help the body to heal the gut lining and establish an effective barrier that prevents the leakage of the intestinal contents through the gut wall and where it confronts the immune system. Now I'd like to move on and look at each of these areas in more detail.